Welcome back to the FEI Vaulting European Championship here in Flyinge. We are very excited to start with the individual male senior competition. The competition will officially start at 4:30 local time. And we have 11 starters from 5 nations in the senior male competition. So it is a small grouping, but it will really pack a punch, filled with top names. 3 representatives for Germany, 2 for Austria, 2 for Switzerland, 3 for France, and 1 for Italy. And of course, Lambert Leclésio, the current world and European champion, having retired at the end of last year, has left that top podium position wide open. It'll be a little bit of a battle for our male competitors here. Favourite coming in to the competition, Quentin Jabet from France. 20-year-old has been having an excellent season. However, it's what we do here that counts. And there is strong competition from Victor Brusewitz, Thomas Brusewitz, and Yannick Heiland from Germany. Theo Gardies and Ruben Delaunay from France. And David Zanella from Italy. He will be the first one to go. As I say, 11 competitors, all of whom are top quality male individuals, each looking for their place on that podium when we present the senior medals. Senior medals for this event will be presented on Friday. We have the compulsory tests this afternoon. The technical tests will take place on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, the seniors will have the day off, and then we will resume with the final on Friday.
Start of a new class. Let me say to begin with that the first competitor that would have been competing for Italy is withdrawal. So the first starter in
now, unfortunately, I am just hearing that the first starter, David Zanella for Italy, will not compete. So we will find out ahead of the competition, certainly tomorrow, as to why we are not seeing David Zanella compete as a senior individual. Of course, he is part of that pas de deux, which we were hoping to see later in the week for Italy. So 1 less male individual, only 10 remain in the class now. Slightly different judges for this competition as to what we had for the juniors. Judge A is Monica Eriksson from Sweden. Judge B, Michaela Guznar of the Czech Republic. Lisa Berg sits at C for Denmark. Rob de Bruyne, D for the Netherlands. At E, Frederic Pitrou from France. Jochen Schilfart for Germany at F. Doris Notter is at G for Austria, and Craig Coburn from the USA is sitting at H. And once again, judge at A and judge at E are the horse judges. 25% of the score will come from them. So the withdrawal of David Zanella means that our first competitor today in the senior male class will be Victor Brusewitz, representing Germany. no stranger to championships. Victor's first competition championship representing Germany was also in Sweden in 2009 at the European Championships. In that competition he finished 5th.
So the first competitor that we will welcome,
and he has various medals to his name, squad and individual, but never that elusive gold medal. We are ready to start alongside Goldjunge and Jacqueline Schöntich, representing Germany, Viktor Brusewitz. "33 years old. He has had quite the season this year. First place in the official team with Team Germany in Aachen at the CHIO. Third place individually at the CHIO in Aachen. And winner of the masterclass in Wiesbaden this year. Currently ranked 4th in the World Cup standings. Super start, very clean all the way up through the stem phase, right above the surcing goal. Showing good flexibility all the way through mill. Super high and turn both forwards and backwards, marginally wide on the legs of the backward scissors. Looking for that 10 from his stand, solid as a rock. Super first part flank. And an excellent swing off to the outside. What a start. We knew this class was going to be top quality from beginning to end, but he barely gave anything away. An excellent start to this competition for Viktor Brusewitz for Germany, with Goldjunge and Jacqueline Schöntich. Of course, the horse scores could have a huge impact on the class itself. There's not going to be much between these competitors. I'm not sure he could have given much more to that compulsory test. Both scissor landings just a little bit on the heavier side. And of course the difference between the junior compulsory test and senior compulsory test being that leg back over to seat astride and swing off to the outside. And now representing Austria, Florian Friesel. With Legolas 204 and Sophie Holtzmann.
And Florian will perform on the horse Legolas. Sophie Holtzmann is in charge of the launch.
Florian currently 11th in the World Cup standings. His first major championships are representing Austria. "23 years old. Just a small amount of stiffness through the shoulders there in flag and the hips in mill. Flexibility, one of these core points the judges are looking at. Nice high swing, heavier coming down just due to not being completely turned on the way back down. Again, a minor collapse at the end of the backward scissor. Just short of the handstand in that first part of flank, leading to some heaviness felt by the horse. Bit of a pat there before this swing off, and a good landing. Yeah, good start to his first championship for Florian Friesel from Austria. And it won't match the score achieved by Victor Brusewitz, but still an excellent representation for his country. Superb height in his back at the backward scissors, just too much weight going forwards towards the end of the exercise. And the provisional score for Victor Brusewitz for Germany, 8.129. And we will move to France, the first of 3 competitors in this senior male individual class. Theo Gardies entering with Sir Sensation and Sébastien Langlois. Currently sits second in the FEI World Cup standings. "23 years old. Bronze medal winner from 2021 at the World Championship. too much energy in that right leg, coming past the point of the vertical and just taking the center of gravity forwards, collapsing down onto his shoulder. That's costly in a class this tight. Excellent flexibility. A little bit stilted, albeit great height in the first part, superb second part. Great height. Pike could have been closed a little bit more. And a lovely finish there. Swing off to the outside for Theo Gardies from France. He will be very frustrated with the collapse in that mount. So much energy coming from the right leg, just causing that collapse. Sébastien Langlois answer sensation. Here we see it again, and he just couldn't quite hold it on the right arm, therefore encouraging that higher end deduction for collapsing onto his shoulder. And we just lack that very little bit of flow. Keep saying, but every single point counts, because there is so much goodness packed into these 10 vaulters that we are seeing here. And here comes the next one, representing Germany, Thomas Brusewitz with Formel 1 and Alexandra Knauf. Currently ranked 5th in the World Cup standings. 29 years old. With a 7th place finish in hurling at the World Championship last year. The bronze medal at the 2018 World Equestrian Games in individual. And again, just slightly overcooking it. The muscles not kicking in quite early enough. Did a great job to then push back out of that mount. Just lacking a little bit fluidity-wise compared with Theo in the mill. Soft, slight delayed turn, forward scissors. Nice and high in the backwards. Very nice first part of flank. A good push off from the second, the elevation coming just a fraction behind the top. He will be once again frustrated with the beginning there in his vault on, having to push back up out of it. It was a very good comeback after that start. Here we see it one more time. Just the right arm not kicking in time. And then we had a little bit of stiffness in the hips in the mill and forwards scissor. Now the score has come up for Florian Friesel from Austria, 7.291. And back we go to France. Non-stop talent here at the FEI European Championship. Ruben Delaunay with Yannick Heiland and Orlof de Conde representing France.
Welcome also Yannick Heiland on the launch.
Ruben, 23 years old. And of course, the winner of the Young Vaulter European Championship last year. Fraction behind the vertical from his vault on. The arm out of alignment towards the inside in flag. Nice and quickly into the turn in scissor. Didn't quite complete it all the way down into the backward seat. Just coming out a little bit fast from his stand. Again, slightly off the top for getting that extra extension in the swing off to the outside. But so much potential still to come from Ruben Delaunay, the 21-year-old from France. Now the score for Theo Gardies. Provisional score 8.167. Now that takes him into the second place so far, as we also have the score in for Thomas Brusewitz. Score there 8.440, storming into the lead even despite that little collapse in his mount. Thomas Brusewitz leading the pack, and teammate Yannick Heiland entering the arena now with Dark Beluga and Barbara Rossini representing Germany. Winner of the World Cup final this year in Omaha. Bronze medal at the World Championships in hurling last year individually. top. 2 swings to finish off the compulsory set. Very, very smooth start to the competition for Yannick. Excellent execution of most of those exercises. We will be expecting a top score for Yannick Heiland, representing Germany here at the European Championship with Dark Beluga and Barbara Rossini. Once again, not giving the judges much to take away. Just that little bit of a hard landing.
Our next voter from Switzerland, Lucas Heppler.
Just could have been a fraction higher through his back and hip height in the backwards scissor turn. Ruben Delaunay's score, 7.871. And we're going to move to Switzerland. And the first of our Swiss male competitors, Lucas Heppler, with Gitano des Mondos and Alana Sohm. Lucas currently ranked 8th in the World Cup standings. Finished 10th individually at the World Championships in Herning last year, 9th at the World Championships in 2021 on a different horse. And he's moved to compete on this horse this season, both in Bern at the FEI and the CHIO in Aachen. "30 years old. Bit of a delay with his right leg, not continuing all the way to the vertical and up through his stem phase from his vault on. Late in the turn, right up to the handstand. We didn't see the full turn through his hips and forwards scissors. Again, no problem for any of our males so far with stand. Making it slightly off the top, having to use more muscle power than desired in his first part flank. The horse reacting slightly to that use of extra muscle power, and a decent swing off to the outside to finish. Perhaps not his best round of compulsories, and it certainly won't take him to the top of the table, unfortunately, here at the FEI European Championships for Senior, because it is so tough at the top up there. And the scores are very tight. Yannick Heiland for Germany coming in right to the top, 8.471. He takes the lead for Germany, just ahead of teammate Thomas Brusewitz. And then Theo Gardies is sitting currently in the 3rd place for France. And we only have 3 vaulters left to compete. Next, representing Austria, we have Dominic Eder with Asti Royal and Lena Kalcher-Prein. Dominic currently 13th in the World Cup standings.
And we also, of course, welcome the Lena Kalcher-Prein.
First place at CDI Stadl Power this year and in the CDI in Kapsvar. He finished 8th at the World Championships in Herning last year. A nice start. Could have just held the top of that mount position a fraction longer. Well executed first and second scissor. Just struggling a little bit, well held there. Struggling through his first part of flank. Not quite a tight enough pike down. And really working through the arm muscles to get back up there in the first part flank. Good swing off to the outside. Yeah, good set of compulsories, which will gain some high scores from our judges. However, not high enough to tackle those at the top of the current leaderboard. Score for Lucas Heppler, 6.511 provisionally. And that was there. He squeezed so hard to work through that first part flank. Only 2 competitors left. 1 for Switzerland and 1 for France. Quentin Jabet will be the last to go. It was done by a draw. And luck of the draw has Quentin coming in last. But first, we will see Andrin Mueller. He will compete for Switzerland alongside Petra Baumann, and Consilo V. Schlohoff is his horse. Andrin with a very nice freestyle test at the FEI World Cup final in Omaha earlier this year, finishing in the 3rd position in the World Cup final. And that was on a different horse borrowed for the event. With this combination, he finished 11th place at the World Championship last year in Herning. Which will certainly be improved upon this year, but to what end we'll wait and see. Score to beat 8.471. Great jump force coming up into the stem phase, slightly back of the vertical at the top of the vault on. Possibly time fault into the second leg of mill. And smoothly through both forwards and backwards scissors. Fraction away from the top handstand position before that pike of the first part flank. A little early coming off from the one handle in swing off. Good set of compulsories for Andrin Mueller from Switzerland. And a good performance as well from Konselovic-Schlehoff, obviously with Petra Baumann controlling everything from the middle. Return to score for Lucas Heppler, 7.354. And that puts him into 6th place so far. And with only one competitor to go, Quentin Jabet from France. Now, he is needing to beat 8.471 to take the top spot from Yannick Heiland. Quentin entering the arena with Andrea Bo and Ronaldo. Quentin is 20 years old, so technically, yes, still young enough to be a young vaulter, but with epic amounts of talent. And he's found a real winning combination here with Andrea and Ronaldo. Most recently winning the CHIO in Aachen, as well as the CDIs in Liège and Saumur. Not forgetting the silver medal from the World Championship last year in Herning. Very good start, completing the stem phase, be a little bit quickly towards the end. Nice graceful mount. Great sitting position all the way through his mill. Well turned, definitely a little bit heavy on the landing. Nice and high backwards scissor again. Could have been slightly off to the outside depending on where the judge sees it from. Excellent stand. And a great elevation through the end of the swing off to the outside. Lovely first part of flank. It is going to be tough for the judges to decide who they're going to put at the top of this compulsory competition. That is our final male competitor in the senior male class here at the FEI European Championships in Flyinge. Quentin Jabet with Ronaldo 200 and Andrea Beau representing France. It was an excellent round for Quentin. Great airtime coming off his swing off to the outside. And now we can just wait for his score. Meanwhile, we can update you with Dominic Eder's score for Austria, 7.893. That puts him in the 5th place so far. And Andrin Mueller, again, provisional score, 7.584. The 8th place so far. And once again, after Quentin's score comes in, we will be having a short break only until 5:15, when we will start with the female class. Provisionally, it is a huge score for Quentin Jabet from France, 8.754, to be confirmed. But it is a massive score for the Frenchman, taking the lead. Quentin Jabet, followed by Yannick Heiland, sitting in 2nd thus far, 8.471. Then Thomas Brusewitz, 8.441, currently in the 3rd place so far. An incredibly high level of competition from our male vaulters. Non-stop quality. And there we have it. Quentin Jabet, 8.754. Horse score of around about an 8.25 on average. Amazing. And the exercise scores high 8s and into the 9s. Well, that was a master class in competition compulsories from the male vaulters. They will compete again in the technical test tomorrow, which makes up another 25% of the score. 25% will come from today's competition. The final freestyle on Friday will be worth 50%. Quentin currently with a almost a 0.3 lead. However, everything can change over the next couple of rounds. It's going to be very exciting. And just a couple of minutes before we start with our female senior compulsories.